Hey guys, almost stock. So today what I'd like to get done is mount the radiator in here so I can see how much room I have. Good, Tommy. Sorry about that. We'll get the radiator mounted in here, do a couple measurements, see what we can get done. I did hold the radiator in there. I want it mounted a little bit better. What I'm kind of thinking of doing is cutting out the bottom radiator mount for the SRT4 and welding that in there so that the radiator sits nice. I'll see if I can do anything with the top, and we'll see what we can do here. Leaking fuel out the gas line. The heat must be expanding the tank because it's just pissing fuel, but that's okay. But yeah, look at that. Should probably kink that off. It's just siphoning itself out. But yeah, we'll go take a look at the SRT and see what we can use. Do some measurements. Alrighty. Well, here's the SRT. And I do have enough here for the bottom radiator mount. I'm probably just going to steal both of them. I do kind of feel bad about hacking the front end of an SRT up, but in the long run, the front core support is just a neon. So I don't feel that bad. But I'm going to cut this off and see what I can do to use it on the truck. I just want, basically the radiator sits in these two holes here, so I'm going to weld that in on the bottom section so that the radiator sits in there really nicely. Do a little bit of trimming, and then I'm either going to use this top where the stock radiator mounts go, or I'm going to modify the stock ones to fit the truck, or I'll have to make my own, however that works out. I don't know yet, but the bottom's definitely, that'll go in there and work just fine. Just need to do some welding. What's up, Dom?
Ow.
Ow, you trip?
Yeah,
Dominic, what is this? What's that?
room.
Is it a room?
Yeah, no room.
Is it broken?
And how?
Can we use it for parts?
Yeah, I don't know how.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, there's not much left here anyway.
Ow.
Pretty much destroyed. I mean, I parted everything out. Dash is gone. I might take the pedals out for my truck. That might actually, that could be a thing today. But hold on, Dominic.
Hey,
What?
I don't know how.
You're okay. Back up, dude.
How?
But yeah, I'm gonna get to cutting this off, and we'll get back.
What is it?
Oh, good old Sawzall. We got that off of there. Cut off a little bit more width than I needed so I can trim it to fit over there. So we're gonna walk back over there, pick this up here, walk over there and see what we can do. I do need to find a hole saw so I can mount the intercooler and redo the tabs on that so I can bolt it down closer than I want. Closer than it is right now. So you coming, Dom?
No.
No? You got this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what we got going on over here. Thank you. I'll be right back.
How?
Well, I'm going to take this bumper off. It's only 4 bolts and the 2 little light plugs so that I can get to the bottom core support. I'm probably going to have to do some trimming on this one to make some of this bottom fit. I'm not 100% sure on the top yet. We'll see where it's at, but I mean, obviously I'm gonna make it work. That's where I want it, so that's what's gonna happen. But I gotta take this bumper off to get to things up there. We'll go back to you. So looking at this, we got 21 and 2/4, or 3/4, sorry, in between these two mounts. We've got about 3.5 inches of space here. I guess this truck hit something at some point, so this was kind of caved in a little bit. I tried straightening it, but I bent this up, but I can bend that back. That's not the big a deal. So right now I'm gonna cut this down to 26 and see where it fits in there exactly. Cut this off. I don't think it'll be that big a deal, honestly. I'm trying to get it as low in here as I can so it gets more airflow through. I might have to do something with the bottom bumper for a little bit of an air scoop, but that's, again, that's later on. I'll worry about heating issues. We'll see how low that sits, but it does, this whole radiator fits in this spot really nicely and almost flush up against here. So I think we'll have enough room for everything. I like the way it's fitting. Just need to get this in there and then figure out the top mounts. I don't think I'm gonna use this. But I might. And we'll see how far I get doing this real quick. Well, that sets in there pretty nicely. I had to bend this out a little bit more with a big ass crowbar. So I'm gonna take a hammer and bend this little tab back and set that radiator on there and probably put a couple tack welds on it and see what's gonna happen here. I got that straightened out and that's in there. I had to turn it around because the radiator actually hit this with it that way. We should still be good. I'm gonna clean this up, throw a couple tacks up on this. Eventually I want to run a bead all the way down and then put some bracing underneath it, but I'm just gonna tack it for now, just in case things don't fit and work out. But it's where it needs to go, so hopefully everything works. I ballpark measured everything. I am gonna keep this. I'm probably gonna have to, what I am gonna have to do is cut it and then build it so that it can be bolt-in and removable. I might use the other one, just maybe, I don't know. But I'm gonna throw a couple tacks on that and then figure out my next step here. Sorry about the angle here. Well, I'm gonna try and tack this in here and hopefully nothing lights on fire. I was dripping a little bit of gas here earlier. I threw a bunch of snow on it. Maybe that'll work. Either that or it burns to the ground and I start a new project. Well, that worked. Alrighty. Starting off good here. Okay. Fits in here pretty good. Just gonna eyeball measure it because that's the life I'm about. This gasless Hobart welder isn't the best contraption to be using, but we'll do our best with what we got. That's my motto. Get a ground down here. Cleaned up a little bit of a spot here in the middle. Well, maybe. Alright, well. Should be alright. For a couple tacks anyway. Now, Mom, come here. Cover your eyes. Whoop. Can't see. Alright, I'll just stand in front of you. You'll be alright. Eyeball it in there. Probably could have prepped it a little bit better. Back up. Stay behind me. Turn the heat up a little bit, see if I can get a little bit more into this. I suggest wearing a helmet too, but mine sucks, so. I don't think that's going anywhere for right now. Might throw a couple more on it here in a second, but I blew the circuit. You alright? I'm not holding you right now. I got a wire brush, so I'll clean these up a little bit and try and get a little bit more in there. Like I said, I'm probably going to weld some good supports underneath it once I get that far. Sit down, buddy. You got it? There you go. Look at that. Alright, let's throw a couple more tacks in here. Maybe I'll try my helmet just to maybe be able to see a little bit. blew the breaker again. That's a thing around here, but I definitely got them in there a little bit better. A couple good tacks. Gases Hobart, not the prettiest stuff. I'd really like to get a TIG welder. And hopefully with this job I got, it'll happen sooner than later. I don't think that's going anywhere though. Definitely not. And we'll set this radiator in there, and I mean, I still got to do stuff with the top, but you get the idea here. Hopefully I did something right. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see, but my little tabs hit up here, so probably gonna have to make this a little bolt-in application, but should be all right. At least that part's in there. Looks good. Measures up. I'm gonna have to do some trimming and some fabbing here, but yeah, let me see what I can do with this, and we'll get back to you. Fucking, I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna have to. So it fits in there pretty nice. I cut the top. I'm modifying this right now so that it sits over the top of this, and then I'm probably either gonna take a piece of flat stock or angle, depending on which one seems to work better, and just cut it about 3 inches and make little bolt spots so this unbolts and becomes the whole top radiator mount. Wasn't aware how much whatever hit down there bent up stuff up here and tweaked it a little bit, but I bent it back pretty decent. I mean, it's a drift truck. Things are gonna get hit regardless anyway. I'll probably stove it into a wall eventually. Hopefully not, but I'm sure it'll happen. So I'm gonna finish modifying this so it sits in there nicely, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna use to bolt on these sides. I'm thinking flat stock, maybe 2 holes side by side and then side by side, so that, and then just weld the nut on the back side of it so that it just bolts straight down. And we'll see. Should work out all right. I have a lot more room in here than I thought. The SRT motor, the space I need in here is 23.5 inches, and from the back of the firewall to the front, to the back of this radiator fan shroud is 27 inches. So I'm gonna have more than enough room to get it in here, which I figured anyway. People have jammed V8s, and there's actually a couple 2JZ swap mods to B2200s out there, which would be cool. I mean, I don't know how the hell they put a inline 6 in one of these. I think there's a lot of firewall modifications, but I'm trying to steer clear of that. So I'm gonna keep modifying this and get it to lay in there nicely, and then I'll figure out how to mount it good. Alrighty, at least I'm getting progress. I have a buddy coming over with a 3-inch hole saw so I can blow my holes in there for my intercooler. We'll get that, should get that mounted on today. Then I'll have the intercooler and the radiator done, and then I can see what else I can do. Probably gut some of this stuff out of here so that it's not in my way, and just keep moving on. Sorry I didn't film, but I kind of got on a roll here. I got this trimmed up and straightened out. A couple little relief spots for the neck here, and right now I'm taking these little 3-inch pieces of flat stock, like I said. I'm going to mark my holes. I'm going to mount this on the underside of this in here, and then that'll hang out a little bit. Drill some holes in it for bolts, and then I'm going to use little rubber grommets out of the stock brackets, drill through this to become part of the mount here. Should work out pretty decent, and I actually really like how this is turning out. Then I'll just take a A little bit of spray paint just to keep rust from happening for now until I actually get this thing painted, but I'm gonna keep working on this. I'll get these holes drilled and these mounted in there. Hopefully I got a little bit of hardware left to try and do this. But alright, I'll get back to you. I got my holes drilled on this side. I got my holes drilled in the plates. I'm going to take, because of where these are and how hard they are to get to, I'm going to take these bolts and run them through here and then tack weld them on the back, or weld them on the back side so that they're more like studs. That way they're in there. I just put my nuts on there and then I'll bolt it in here. So I'll get to that real quick and see when that's done. Alright, well, I got it in there. I don't know, I don't really like these, but I mean I can cut them flush, so they're there, but it's definitely sturdy. It's in there. Looks pretty good. It ain't going anywhere at all. But yeah, just got a radiator. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, the intercooler's going here, so that'll cover some of that stuff, and I'll probably make some kind of shroud for the front so it don't look like absolute trash all the time, but it's in there. Form over function. Wait a second, that's wrong. Function over looks. That's what we're going with here. Alrighty.
I really want you.
Alright. Well, I think I'm done for the day. I thought I had a 3-inch hole saw so I could do this intercooler, but I'm going to have to borrow one. But that's as far as I got. I got the radiator in. It doesn't move. I think I said it earlier, but I have plenty of room for the motor and trams and all that. I'd like to just strip down a bare block so it's easy to set in and out so I could do my motor mount stuff. Where they're at, I don't know if we can see here. Where they're at might actually be absolutely perfect, so I'll just need to modify some plates to get on the side of the motor to run these mounts, and honestly I think it should be way easier than I thought it was going to be. And quite honestly, I feel like it's almost meant to happen because a lot of stuff just goes together really nicely and spaces out really nicely. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I don't know if I'm going to post this up tonight or if I'll just wait and add to it, but we'll see. Dominic, you hungry?
No.
You want to go in and eat?
No.
You want to stay out here and play?
No.
Do you know anything other than no? Say bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
See you later, guys.